What is up guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be installing a oil catch can. You may be wondering why I am installing an oil catch can. It is because a lot of high RPM instances, especially with drifting, stuff like that, your oil tends to, the oil with a lot of your rotating mass and everything creates a lot of vapor, and also with engines you always get a bit of blow by. A little bit is okay, and all that creates vapor and it creates more gas sort of like inside the engine technically. Yeah, I'm going to be installing one. People might be asking why I'm installing one on a 1J. Apparently they don't need it, but you know, these engines are starting to get old. 20-year-old engine, might as well do it just for the safety. You know, if anything, it's going to make it better. Just help it a little bit, and you know, keep an eye on your rings or anything. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it. So I just got a generic B1 spec Kaz fucking oil catch tank. And me being an idiot, I accidentally ended up buying the cheapest one, which is like $69, and it doesn't come with baffling. So the first thing I'm going to do is baffle this the DIY way, because I'm an idiot. If you're not an idiot like me, you would have bought a proper baffled catch can, and you just have to skip this step. So if you're like me, you didn't buy a baffled one, you're going to have to take this top part off, like it's just 6 Allen keys, and install this in it. But also, what you want to do is, one of these you want to make your in and out. So one will be in, one will be an out one, because we're going to put this on one of them, so all the vapor that gets sucked out of the rockers engine goes down into the tank and goes down almost to the bottom. Then we fill it with this rust resistant scour or whatever it is to the top, so it creates a baffle. So it's technically baffling it. Probably better to get a proper baffle one, but this is a cheap DIY one, and I'm going to drift weekend, supposedly next weekend, if COVID doesn't fuck us over, alright? So yeah, and then hopefully the oil and water vapor droplets all hit the stainless and they catch it and drops to the bottom. So that's technically how a catch tank works. So let's get on to that. So this then you saw me cut up 2 bolts. Just found some random bolts around the house. Well, in the spare bucket box. Just because the bracket that it comes with is not going to work to how I'm going to mount it. So I found this bad boy. I'm going to paint this up in a second. So it's going to mount to the bottom one there like that. And then it's going to mount to this hole here. I didn't want to drill any holes, just to make it easier install, and it's, you know, just utilizing holes that are already there and threaded. A bolt for that. I got a bolt for the tank, because the tank's going to sit around here, which I figured is the best spot because it's away from the exhaust. So if any oil goes near the exhaust or turbo, it's going to stay away from it. That's just keeping it over here, and this is sort of an open area where everything was situated. Already had a bolt we could utilize. Had a hole we could utilize. There's space for the tank, and you know, you can put it over here and stuff, but you know, it starts to get a bit complicated because yeah, just routing it. It'd be a lot easier if you had AN lines. You could probably put it down here or something. But yeah, just for the moment, just for keeping it simple and quick, just before the event, mounting it there. You know, I'll probably end up changing it up in the future, but yeah, that's for now. So as you saw before, finish off painting the bracket, sits in there nice. Shore mounted in there, pretty solid for now. That's good, clears everything. And now we get to route the lines, or the hoses. So first of all, I'm also going to take off this hose and this hose. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to block off this fitting here on the intake and run one hose from here, one hose from here, so sort of come over, run up into this hose. Also this is a 10mm and this is a 12mm. So I'm going to have to plumb two different sizes into one. Luckily I bought some fittings, so that'll work. And also running back from that into here, after it's all been cleaned out by the catch tank, it'll go back into the intake. We'll start running these lines. I mean hoses. Well, it's not the cleanest of connectors fittings, but that's going to do the job to get those two hoses to join together to make it one size, then to go into the catch can. So we have now finished off the catch can install. I just added some of this heat proof stuff. I had to cut it open so it fit over this hose. Mine was just going back into a third lockdown. For fuck's sake. Anyway, CBF, well, I can't really go to Super Cheap or anything to get some proper size heat protection because CBF with click and collect. And hopefully this lockdown is only a 5-day lockdown, but yeah, anyway. So I'll chuck some of this on just for now, just so it don't burn up, because this hose is pretty, a bit flimsy. Apparently it likes to burn, but yeah, some of this heat shielding stuff should help with that. Just on there, and zip tied it up off there. What we originally had was this zigzag hose here, block off that hose, that fitting there. This is a one-way valve, so obviously it's under vacuum. It's going to pull whatever's in the cam covers that it's venting from the crankcase. It's going to go into the intake on vacuum. Under boost, stops it, so it's a one-way valve. On this one, it just goes straight back into the intake. What we originally had just goes from there to there. So it goes back straight into the intake, gets through the intercore, back burnt. So what we did was basically ran the valve covers. This is 10mm, and this one is 12mm. So yeah, that's why we had to do this conjunction over here. So we got 10 and 12 going into this T with that elbow thing. Then we go off into the tank. And before, I don't think I put it in, but I super glued in some hose into this fitting here. So it sends all the stuff being pulled out of the valve covers all the way to the bottom of the tank. And then we filled it with the scourer to the top, so it's going to hopefully catch everything. So when it comes back, all the vapor that comes out of the top goes into this one and then straight back into the intake. So hopefully that's going to give us hopefully a bit more protection. Anyway, I hope this helps. This is a good health checker and just an extra safety feature to put on your car. Like, all it's going to come out of is positive. Like, people that say don't need to do it. If you really want to do it, just do it, man. Just do it. And just want you remember that this is only a temporary thing for me. I will end up eventually cleaning this up later and doing something cleaner. But I just wanted to get it on before, obviously drift day. Just peace of mind. Also, just for the sake of putting it on, drift day gave me an excuse to get it on quickly. So yeah, it's on now. Yeah, so I can monitor more stuff. But yeah. But anyway, thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and see you on the next one.